Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and this hammock, this is the Haven Hammock tent that I sent up a video, or I put up a video just a few days ago from an overnight that I did in it and talked about it, showed kind of the features of it, and I've gotten a lot of questions. And so a couple of the questions that I've gotten revolve around sleeping in it with a different sleeping pad or with no sleeping pad. And some people have asked about underquilts, so we'll take a look, but I don't see how you would get away with an underquilt on here, really. I didn't bring one out with me today. Maybe that'll be something that I do on the next video. There will be another video in reference to the Haven hammock tent, and that's going to go through kind of the weights of it, the packability of it, and really kind of walk through all of that. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so I've got it all set up and ready to go, but right now I don't have it with the pad in here. And so you can see that it's just kind of hanging there, whereas the pad actually extends this out and makes it so that it's flat. So why don't we jump in here and see whether or not you can actually lay in this without a pad. It definitely it definitely sags a whole lot more, so I'm gonna have to tighten it up. Let's give this another try. Immediately I can feel that there's not the tension on here that it normally has. Whew. Yeah, it sinks way down in, so if you were to sit in it, instead of having it be flat and have that pad that you could sit on, you definitely sink down in there. I'll pop off these shoes. Man, getting out of this is gonna be fun. Ugh. Okay, well, I'm in here. You can probably see that if you've got problems with shoulder squeeze, this is about the worst shoulder squeeze feeling I've ever had in any hammock. So, oh, let me get out of here. Yikes. Get to my shoes here. Grab this. Oh. All right. Do not recommend it with no pad. Not gonna work. Even if you've got the best underquilt and you figure out a way to rig up an underquilt, maybe using the toggles on the ends, you could use a ridge runner type one. Not something I'm gonna recommend whatsoever. You're not gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be squeezed so bad. So now let's see, can we go with a different sleeping pad in here? We know that the Haven one works, flattens it out, but the insulation in it isn't great below, I've heard 40. I took it out, it was like down to 19 degrees, and I definitely got cold at 19 degrees, even though I had a 0-degree quilt on top. And I supplemented it with a fleece quilt actually around the pad. But I've got an X-Ped that's good down to like -30. Difference is, instead of having the baffles that go across, it has baffles that go lengthwise. So I'm afraid that it's gonna curl up around me, just like it did when I laid in here. The Haven ones are across, and so they provide some stability, some rigidity there that keeps it open. We'll see whether or not my X-Ped does any good at all. Let's check it out. Okay, so I've got my X-Ped inflated. It's actually upside down, but let's flip it over. And it is in here. Now, the difference between this and the one that actually comes with this, the Haven one, this is only 25 inches wide. So the Haven one is actually wider, 5 inches wider. So this one is the same length, just a little bit more narrow, but it does have those baffles that run down the length of it rather than across it. So, hey, let's give it a try, see how it goes. All right, so let's try it. Okay, sitting in it, I can already see it's curling up, but we're gonna give this a go. We're gonna lay down. Okay, it's actually not that much different as far as the amount that it curls up than what I experienced with the Haven insulated one. But the difference, I don't know, it's because it's not as wide, it isn't pushing all of this out as much, and so I don't have as much room, and so you're kind of negating the advantage of going to the XL. And I think that you're going to find that with almost all of the long wide pads that are out there. I don't know very many that are above 25 inches wide, and with this one being 30, with the Haven one being 30 inches, it gives that advantage. Okay, here you can actually see, if I was to push this all the way over so that it was in the pocket, because there's these little pockets that the sleeping pad fits underneath. I mean, it's a good 5 inches right there that we're missing with it being over there. And so what that does is you've now got 5 inches of fabric that wrap up around you that aren't flat, and so it isn't quite as good a lay. But let me get back in here. I've readjusted the head and foot end so that they'll feel a little better to me. And let's see what I think. Okay, getting in it, it's not bad. Like I said, it's definitely not bad, but it's definitely not as wide as the Haven pad. Laying flat on my back, it's not too bad. Let's see what it's like when you get on your side here. It's not horrible on the side. You've got less room. So if you sleep in fetal position, you've got a little bit less room to get your legs up sideways. So with my pad in here, with my X-Ped pad in here, of all the positions, stomach actually feels the nicest. Back's a little bit less, and side is still not great in this. You know, I've found the same thing with the Haven pad, is that it folds up, especially if it loses air during the night. It folds up, and you don't have the ability to really lay sideways and pull your legs up because you sink into it a little bit more, and it kind of rolls up a little bit. So there you go. Okay, so the question was, can you lay in it without a pad? My answer is no, completely no. Don't even try it. Not worth your time, not gonna happen. Can you use a different pad in there? I think yes, you can. You just have to know that you're not gonna get quite as flat. It's not gonna be quite as wide. You're gonna lose a little bit of that width because most of the aftermarket sleeping pads, even the long wides, are only gonna be 25 inches wide. If you can find one with 30 that has the baffles that go across, that's gonna be awesome. I am gonna test a Nemo tensor in here, long wide, and see how that works out. If it gives a little less roll up than this one with the horizontal, or the baffles that run lengthwise. So that's my X-Ped. This is the one I've got. This is gonna take me super low temperature. So if I was to go out again and go into lower temperatures, I would take this one, give it a try. Or you can stack other quilts or other closed cell foam with the Haven one to try and get yourself to a lower temperature. There are options. But come back, there's gonna be another video on this where we talk through a few of the other features, and we will talk about accessories and weight. So come back. We'll see how it compares to other popular tents, maybe other popular tents out there, maybe other popular hammocks out there. Since it is a tent hammock, or a hammock tent, we'll go with that. All right, guys, appreciate you checking this out. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. As always, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so before, please do so. It helps us out tremendously, costs you absolutely nothing. Let's get the algorithm going and get these views up and get more people coming and checking out the channel. That way, we can do more of this, checking out more cool things, getting more toys, playing with them, and show you guys what you want. If you've got anything that you want to see on the channel, leave it in the comment section down below. Let me know if this is something you would rock. Would you continue to just go with the normal pad and kind of limit the seasons that you'd go with, or would you supplement it with something that's a little bit more narrow, like my X-Ped, that can get you down a whole lot colder? Let me know what you think. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you down the trail.